sponsors. His opponent today is Javier Mar out of Mexico, one of the top players out of Mexico on the Mexican national team. He's performed at the Worlds. He's performed at the Pan Ams. He has performed on the IRT. He's making his debuts outdoor. Not his first year, but definitely his best showing to date. And just like that, a simple side out. And like I said, my name is Brian Pineda, and I'm joined now with my co-extraordinaire of words, Mr. Marcos Gravier.
Good morning, Brian. How are you?
I'm blessed, man. Too blessed to stress. Tell you what, I'm blessed not to be in that court right now. My body hates me for the idea that I thought I could play without being in shape.
Yeah, it's even though the weather's great this weekend, the sun's still brutal, and it's a lot of court and it's a lot of running. That's
so funny coming from the Sunshine State that the sun is brutal.
It's a different sun for us. Like it really is, and it's basically humidity is the factor here. But it's a different sun, and it's blazing. We have some shade. We have some palm trees that hide the sun sometimes. Maybe a cloud or two. There's nothing up here.
Fair enough. So Marcos, this is a great, interesting semifinal. Neither one of them are outdoor specialists. Yet here they find themselves in a semifinal of the singles. Who do you have?
Acuna final last year, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you pick the guy that went to the finals or Javier Mar? I'm going to pick Mar. Why not? Let's make this fun.
And a short serve there, so you pick it and immediately see the results.
There we go.
That's Mar coming in the box. So in this game, you get one serve as long as you keep it in. It's an open serve on the first serve, and it alternates. That's that middle line in the backcourt where Andres stands. That'll be a short serve, sending Andres back in for an open serve, so he can choose left or right to begin with, and then it alternates after that if he stays inside the box. I myself, Marcos, thank you for asking. I myself will go with Andres Acuna in this one.
Okay.
Slow and steady. I come from the school of watching Hawks. Brian Hawks, Rocky Carson, Greg Solis, a guy named Greg Freese you wouldn't know anything about, Scott Davis, Brandon Davis, Josh Tucker. The one thing, all great power players, but they knew how to be disciplined. You know what I mean? Nothing special when it came to singles other than keep it in, hold the serve.
Right. What's the strategy to win in a singles match, a tough singles match like this, Brian? What do you go? You're Javier Mar. What do you do?
First things first. First things first. It's the way I remember when I trained with Hawks, and mind you, it was only for one summer, right? And it was for 2 months. And this is the year before he had just lost to Rocky Carson in a barn burner, bro. Okay. This was, I think, Hawks had 19 titles going into it, and Carson beats him. Carson beats him only for the second time ever.
Okay.
But he beat him in a tiebreaker, and it was insane to watch. And so so what does Brian do? And mind you, Brian just got to a place he's 19 championships deep. He doesn't really train for the event, just basically shows up, hits a few serves on the first match. And he'd win these things. That's just how phenomenal he was. Well, he lost that year, and this is long-winded to answer your question. It's a good story. He lost, and so what's he do? He actually comes out 3 months before what used to be called the Nationals, now the War Championships out in Huntington Beach, California. And this was back when I was at Golden West, and he practiced for 3 months with myself and another young man who used to play named Blake Martin, and he would take us 2-on-1, and he'd run us ragged, just work on the serve, and the next thing you know, Brian goes for number 20, and he absolutely pummeled Rocky.
Oh, great.
So long-winded answer to your question, get the serve in. You're welcome.
I like it. Got to see, get a score.
Great serve there from Mar. 4-3 left, and our head referee for this match is going to be Jeremy McLaughlin. And another good serve there coming from Javier Mar, who's playing for all of Mexico, plays for Pro Kenix Racquetball, playing with his new Black Ace. Check it out, ProKenix.com. We appreciate ProKenix for being the presenting sponsor of this year's 2022 3WALLBALL World Championships here in Las Vegas, Nevada.
all of our sponsors that put this on. Great serve.
That is.
Deception on that, right? Javier thought he was going left quadrant, and that Z is just a killer in that open serve. And that open serve is the most important serve, right? In singles, you have to score on that first open serve.
Right, and so and this was also part of my long-winded story. The way Brian would run it, too, is if you got a short serve, they counted it as half a point for the other guy, because that's how much he valued getting that serve in.
I believe the score here is 5-4. We're going to double-check that for you.
We're getting him mic'd up. That's Pablo Fabajar, the IRT commissioner, getting our head referee mic'd up. 5-4 open. Good handy. That's a nice handy right there from Andres. So, Joe, I love talking nostalgia, kind of history here.
Sure.
Talk to me about some of the great players that have come out of Florida that play singles.
Well, I think Joe Young has the most singles in Florida. I believe so. And, we do have 2 long wall locations in South Florida. And forever we were doing a lot of long wall tournaments. And he won. There was one year I think he won like all of our tournaments there. I believe one year he might have beaten Hawthorne in the final, I believe, at the long wall. He's got a total chance. I think he's got over 20 in singles and doubles in Florida. So, I believe Joe would probably be the most decorated singles, because problem is we have a really short wall called Tropical Park that singles is impossible to play there. But I think he may have won that there as well. Wide ball there. So, down south, I would say definitely Joe.
Good pickup there from Mars. Got the whole court open. Goes for the open court. That's smart, high IQ racquetball. 5-6 open serve here. This is a pick'ems match.
It is.
Good guess there from Mar. Got a nice beat on the start of it.
Oh, great shot.
I think he saved the ball correctly, and then nice little handy there to finish it.
So, these 2 guys being indoor pros and phenomenal players, it's interesting how
so good, well disguised, same motion.
They're playing indoors out here. Nobody's hit a high side front out the door, make them run. It's interesting. They're still keeping to their, I guess, indoor-ish roots. Too much.
And they do, and I do remember, and you're going to hear me anytime you talk singles, you cannot have the conversation with Brian Hawks mentioned at least once for every time he's won the national championship, so you got to mention him 20 times. But near the end of his career, he did get down and he started doing drive serving.
Nice.
He was doing overhead, but when you do it for so many years, you're that dominant. You know what I mean? Playing the outdoor game, it takes a toll on the body. Like any professional sport, it's going to take a toll on your body at some point. Father Time, you mentioned this yesterday.
Shoulder must be on fire. Probably can't do much with it now after playing for so long.
Right. He's actually, when he retired from racquetball, he started playing squash a lot more regularly.
Wow. Okay.
He's actually committed to getting me a fitness program. We were talking this weekend. I told him I still hate losing. And he said 80 pounds. Wow, Brian, that's a lot. So he's going to put together a fitness program for me. It's pretty.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. I know, and I'll be honest with you, and I think this is what a sane person would think. I'm frightened coming from him.
So what you're saying is that next year you're going to be in the pro singles draw?
No, next year what I'm saying is I'm going to be the fittest person at this event.
Oh, okay.
Just through osmosis of
playing the pro singles draw. I got it. I heard that. That's what I heard.
We had a great match last night featuring Conrado Moscoso, one of the greatest players this year to play the game. Played Brandon Davis, local legend from Southern California.
Pro singles winner. Yes, in Cali.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did he take it?
Didn't he? Oh,
no, he made the finals.
Avila
Luis Avila beat him that year.
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to be able to work with Luis. I've got to make it about myself here. I like to imagine I won that, but no, Luis is he's an animal. I know wish he could have been there this year, but he just chose his responsibilities before some play, and
sure.
We'll hopefully to see him next year, but he is just a gifted athlete.
He came down to Florida for a long wall tournament, and the first match he gets his nose broken with a racket.
Fire. Welcome to Outdoor.
Welcome to Florida.
Right, and we're going to keep right here for the break. There's been a timeout, I believe, by Andres Acuna, who's being coached by legendary coach Fran Davis. But we wanted to pay a special tribute here to our sponsors. We have the Stratosphere Hotel and Casino. Make sure you check out their SkyPod. We obviously want to thank Team Root and our presenting sponsor, ProKennex, as well as one of the biggest benefactors of Racquetball himself, Keith Miner with KWM Gutterman, Inc. I want to thank Ace Solutions, Allegiant Airlines, Melissa's Produce. Of course, this sport wouldn't be where it's at today. It's been cool, Marco, seeing the transition. For a long time, we didn't really have too much new that was coming in the sport, and you got to think, we got to thank Team Zurich, we got to thank Team Dovetail. You know what I mean? Team Randy Root out there. A lot of guys who stepped up and filled the voids that left racquetball stagnant there for a little bit.
You know, and big shout out to the guy who puts us on, right? The guy who plans this. He's already planning for next year. Mike Coulter, right? Every year he tries to make this tournament better, bring more value to the tournament, and you know this is a labor of love for him basically. 2 weeks to build the courts, a couple days to take them down, all the setup, everything for us to come out here and do what we love, right? And support him, and we got to give him a big thanks. 3WALLBALL, you know, they do a great job, and they're now running the Beach Bash as well.
Wow.
And the War Nationals now, right? Yeah. So, you know, Mike does it definitely for the love of the game.
Yeah. Easily can do a whole 30 for 30 on Mike Coulter and everything. He's not only seen in racquetball, but what he's done for racquetball.
For sure.
And the action's back in play. Two of the world's greatest are here in front of us. If you're just joining us, welcome. These are the 2022 3WALLBALL World Championships presented by ProKennex. Andres Acuna will now be serving to Javier Mar. This is still game one of the men's semifinal singles. Just outside. And talk about a labor of love. I mean, singles with wide courts like this, you've got to be a physical specimen, and there's no shortage of that with either one of these gentlemen.
I won A singles 1 year here. I felt like dying. The next year I was like, you know what, I'm going to try open. And I died that year. And I said I'll never play it again. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, I think I did it 1, maybe 2 years. Had a semifinal. It did not, I think I had DLR, did not go too well.
That was a great shot high. Javier thought he might have been going for a pass. But, you know, he's so long and so wide, he gets so many balls.
There's a lot of great singles players who's played this game. We've mentioned Brian Hawks. We talked about Rocky Carson, Greg Solis. But there's been some really good ones out there as well we haven't talked about. There's been Andy Gross. We'll talk about a local legend from Florida, Chris McDonald, Greg McDonald as well. I believe 1 year the Nationals were actually held in 1990, I believe, in Florida. It was a 1 year it ever left Orange Coast College before it made the transition to Golden West College.
Wow, way to take that ball. You know, Andres hits a heavy ball, and he just puts it there in the corner in the front wall. Yep.
Tough.
You got to make this court wider by hitting those lines and passes.
Other legends you may have never heard of, like Gordon Chaco, was one of the great legends, right? Yeah, I'm bringing out names. Oh, there we go. That's what we want to see right there. Oh, no. Don't pat each other. No. That's what we would call that in the outdoor game. So back when, before even I was playing, but the way the legends go is that would be a sign of game on.
Yeah.
I remember I was talking with Craig Lane one time, one of the greatest doubles players to the outdoor game. And basically what would happen if you were playing doubles and you hit the guy who was on your side, it was your partner's job to hit that guy on his side.
Oh,
yeah.
That's old school. That's
I love that.
You know, I definitely hear the stories coming up, you know, Tim Hansen and, you know, Ross Greenberg, those guys out in Florida, old school, you know, round of 132s tournaments indoors, and they're like, oh, you hit my partner, your partner's getting lit up.
Straight up. That's how we roll, bro.
I can't do it. I can't do it. I mean, I'll take a shot if I have to, but not on purpose. Like, I never want to hit anybody on purpose.
I'm pretty sure that's how my friendship developed with Vic Lebowski. He was serving an incredible serve, and I said, bro, I'm going to cut that off. And he's like, take your shot, bro. And I was an 18-year-old little punk, and I was like, and it was 90% humidity, probably 90 degrees outside. My temper was at an all-time high, and I was like, really?
What a get. Wow, what a rally. One of our better rallies there, more than I don't know, 5-6 shots there.
That's it.
You know, both Andres and Javier went to each side of the court, which is, 23 feet wide. That's amazing. Great gets, great shots. Oh, wow, that's
That's
great
good.
serve.
That's going to work.
That will work. It dropped on the right side of the line. On the left side of the line, but on the right side. Oh,
Set up.
yeah.
Yep. And too much to chew on there for Andres. He has choice of shots. Opts for the winner. As you mentioned, this is not Andres' first time being in the finals here, I believe. But if it is, he's definitely he's made the trip onto the prestigious Hawks Trophy, as he won the War Championships this year in Huntington Beach, which was a great feat for him. He's had a hell of a year.
Yeah, that's amazing.
World Games, I believe, is where he played as well. He
Right.
took first place there. So he's the indoor-outdoor world champion. This would lock up another title probably, and it would be the epiphany to the greatest year he's ever had holding and yielding a racket. Ooh.
You know, at the end of the day, you know, these guys, they're so great. It's a ball, it's a racket, and it's a wall, right? They're going to adjust. It'll take them a few, maybe one game, maybe, and they're just going to be great. And it's the talent that these guys have is just amazing.
Great speed on the serve, gets it in. Nice 1-2 combo. Great recovery
What
from
a
Mar.
get. Oh, ball broke.
The athleticism is at the highest level with these two. It's interesting. You see someone, we've seen tall athletes like Chris Crowther. You know what I mean? Tim Ring, there's a name I don't know if you're familiar with in the outdoor game. But we've seen some tall athletes. They can't quite move the way Javier. That's what makes Javier such a, for lack of words here, a freak. He's an athletic specimen. I mean, he can really move the entirety of his big body. Tough.
Pinch it.
Smart.
That's a good ball.
Look at that.
You know, it's so impressive how he's full stretch, still takes a full backhand, puts some incredible pace on it.
And that's out of the school of Charlie Brumfield right there. You know, we would call that Tour de Court is what Javier Mar, Tour de Concha is what they probably call it down in Mexico, is what he just gave to Andres Acuna, who hits a nice winner there. But those pay dividends, especially in the outdoor. Like it, for some reason, indoor you can do that to someone, it pisses them off. But when it comes outdoor, it really grinds your gears.
For sure.
Because it's hot. You're working out there, man. This is not an easy sport to play. Great serve just over the line. And the 1-2 combo. Serve to the left, pass on the right.
Keep it wide. Keep this court all 23 feet wide. 12 serves 13.
12 serves 13 here on the IRT scoreboard, presented by Head and Pen. And as he serves this serve, we have a women's doubles underway. Try to give you updates as that goes.
You know, Javier could have asked for a hinder there, maybe even avoidable. I mean, Andres did hit it back to himself, and he took that shot. I kind of, oh man, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, a lot of these pros, they always want an avoidable. Like, that's the first thing. That's like almost what they're playing for. He played through, took the wrong shot. It did affect the shot for sure, and he paid the price. You know, at the very minimum, he could put his hand up, maybe gotten a replay, but.
Yeah.
Oh, too much.
That's a fire match happening on the adjacent court here of the show court. With two show courts. The one you don't see on screen, it looks like it's a women's semifinal featuring, we have Alexandra Herrera and her partner Brenda Laime, thank you, taking on Carla Munoz and Miss Parrilla, Jessica Parrilla. And that will be streamed on the LPRT page. Feel free to get the dual screen going, have both matches up. 4 of the fittest and best players in the world, with 2 of the strongest and fastest players in the world here on the screen. Scores 14-13, exactly how we kind of predicted it. It is a pick'ems match. Looks like there will be a timeout in play, so we're going to take a short timeout in the action as well. Stay tuned for continuation of game number 1 here at the 2022 3WALLBALL World Championships.
Is this you every day you show up to the club? Do you have no purpose to your training? Do you not get better at racquetball? Hey, you. What the hell are you doing? You want to learn how to train for rows? Alright, let's get after it.
And welcome back to the 2022 3WALLBALL World Championships. Andre serving for the first game. Nice get there from Mar. And that's a winner cross court. Andre secures game number 1 here in the men's professional singles of racquetball. These are the semifinals. And we just came back from a break. We'll keep it right here just so we can do a little tribute to our sponsors here. Marcos, you want to name a few of them here for us? Who do you love the most, kid?
Gotta love all of them, right? You know, again, it takes so much time, so much, support, so much money to get this tournament going. The KWM Gutterman, Age Solutions, Ahern Rentals, LPL Financial. Let's see who else we got there on these banners. ProKenix, we got Gearbox. We have the Strat, obviously, without them and this location, this parking lot that we take over for, I guess almost a month when it's built and taken down. Without this, again, great tournament, great vibe. You're in Vegas. Without them, we're not doing this at all.
Amen. And yeah, I mean, someone we haven't mentioned either that we don't see his banner up, but he's with Mike the entire year, playing and helping out behind the scenes. We want to give a big shout out to Rick Cole.
Sodaman, yeah.
Another group of individuals Rick Cole's part of this group who really hardly ever get mentioned, but they always set up here. They're always a part of the event. They used to be part of the mini series. They've traveled the nation playing and just being supporters of 3WALLBALL. We want to thank the Southern California conglomerate. I mean, that's Daryl Urick and Sam Neer, Danny Gonzalez, Rick Sandello, Rick Hollenbeck, Jesus Usteros. I mean, talk about a guy who not only supports 3WALLBALL but also players, and there's so many that go into that mix, and those guys are behind the scenes.
Sure.
I mean, you don't see a banner for them out there, but they are a big part of what makes this event. And I know Florida, they travel well. New York travels well. Obviously, last but not least, we want to thank all the paddleball players that come out. We want to thank the racquetball players that come out. We want to also thank the handball contingent that's out here. I mean, it's probably one of my favorite things to watch out here. It's a grueling sport, and these guys are in it to win it.
We're here complaining about playing singles,
yeah.
With a racket. Those guys in the handball side, those guys are warriors.
Yeah.
They don't stop, and they play that single with that slow ball and all the running and all the things, and we need to man up.
Yeah, there's so much that goes on into, and obviously Gearbox and Head and ProKenix all setting up on-site presentation of their product here for us. We have on-site sports medicine that's here. Porta Subs, who provides our daily meals out here, and obviously the event staff led by Peggy Tellez. And we're back in the action here. This is game number 2. If you're just joining us, welcome. I'm Brian Pineda, joined with Marcos Gravier.
What a get.
Andres Acuna took game 1 at 15-13. As he gets a side out there, we have a change in referee. It's going to be Sebastian Franco, also top player on the IRT as well.
Fernandez.
Oh, my gosh.
Franco's in Virginia.
Holy cow, Sebastian Fernandez. That's right.
Good get. Wow.
Good touch, good feel for the ball there.
You think he practices that touch from, 30 feet?
I
think is it just natural?
It's instinctual for sure.
Right.
I mean, so a lot of these guys are products of watching Beltran. And really, it's not just Beltran. You have Javier Moreno, you have Gil Mejia, Abraham Peña. A lot of great players that grew up in that clique right there. Gil de los Rios, we'll throw a name out there. The Landas. And so this next gen, it's just become a working part of their instinct.
Yeah. I believe scores 1, serving 1, I think, is what I heard.
Mm-hmm.
We'll update the scoreboard here in a second.
Great wide serve.
Push them way back.
Smart.
You know, that's a great shot by Andres, you know, but really punish him. A side front, make him run all the way across the court.
Mm-hmm.
Give him a little bit of hope that he could get it, just tire him out a little bit. Obviously, he did his job. He killed the ball. It's just, you know, from up here, you know, we're pros. We're pros up here. We're undefeated.
I've never lost from the back 40. Oh, almost. Great use of the full court.
Two one to the
we're
left
getting a
side.
score update here for 2 serving 1. No screen serve call there. And that'll be a fortunate cambio. Thank you to the extraordinaire. Pablo Fabajar for that update of the score.
Beautiful shot there by Javier Mar. I think it's 2-2 now. Yeah, 2-2 to the right quadrant. So Brian here, does he go to his backhand? Does he do a Z? What's the serve? Okay, Z to the forehand, nice and deep.
And I love the deepness of it. Yeah, now he's going to work the court himself.
Wow, so much running.
And that's what the first serve does. It really takes the pressure off having to kill the ball, right? So if you serve it deep, you get him moving, you're roughly dealing with almost the entirety of the court.
3. That's a good serve. Beautiful backhand.
Are you seeing the trend? It's a deep serve.
Hot ball. Javier on a little bit of a run here. 5 serving 2, pretty quick. Maybe Andres takes a timeout here next point. Maybe not. Beautiful down the line.
Yeah, he plumbed that serve up pretty well. It lands maybe 3/4 of the way back. Not the depth you're looking for on the serve, and definitely not the wideness of it either. Just right in the wheelhouse for Andres.
Yeah, it's like Andres cheated that back having to hit a backhand. Beautiful shot.
That's powerful. That's with complete authority from Javier Mar. Although no stranger to the outdoor game, he's relatively new. It's always awesome to see more talent come into the outdoor game. It really helps the game evolve.
I agree. You know, seeing again this new gen, it's so much fun to watch, to enjoy, to play against them. I just hope people see this and they want to. All right, I want to play ball with these guys. You know, and sometimes in the indoor tournament, you really can't. You know, unless you're. You know, well, get that. Oh wow, what a try! He almost had that.
Mm-hmm.
To come and watch these guys play and be so close to them, you know, something that back wall just takes away so much of the interaction and seeing them, hearing them, you know, the cheering going on, everything. I love that these guys are coming out, and these girls too. I mean, it's just amazing. Alexandra Herrera is here. First time I see her here. I think Mendez was here one year as well for her first time, which is amazing. Paola comes often, you know, just out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's back in the day when it was the Nationals were the biggest event, and I mean, we're talking about this was a very much the top country in the world that was running racquetball was the United States. It was a rite of passage for the professionals to not only play the indoor but also the outdoor championship. So you had all the tops coming out, whether it was Lynn Adams for the women or if it was Charlie Brumfield for the men. They were coming out and they were competing, so it was a must-do. And for a little while there, it had lost its, we'll say, panache.
Sure.
For the pros, you know, it became all about money. And this is the truth. It became all about, you know, how much you're going to pay me to come out. And,
right.
and it was just one of the factors that perhaps wasn't the best thing for racquetball in 2020 vision, as everything is. But it's good to see that the players are not only seeing value in how they market themselves by being out here, because let's face it, this is the attractive part of racquetball if you want to do a comparison between indoor and outdoor. Every player, hands down, with their opinion, Marcos, I don't know if this has been your experience, but they much prefer the vibe of outdoor.
I agree. 100,000% I agree with that. It's just a different vibe. It's a great vibe. It's I don't want to say friendlier vibe, but it's something to warm up to, no pun intended with the sun being out, but it's just a vibe. I can't put any other words to it. It's just a vibe.
It is, but I want to say this too, as an equal opportunist. You can't. I don't believe in 2022, and I think the same will be for 2023. Outdoor cannot go without indoor. It has to be together.
I agree with that.
So in order to know the bad, you got to know the good. Not saying one is bad, one is good, but how would I know if something is good if I don't have an example of what's bad?
For sure. I love my indoor as well. I'm an avid fan. I watch it. I try to play it, often. But I'm an outdoor guy at heart. It's just Oh, he kind of gave up on that one. I thought he was going to get that. Get a score check here. Six serves 5. That's a good run here.
Jam serve doesn't do a whole lot with it.
Oh, skip ball. Quick side out. Look like Andres a little handcuffed on that forehand.
So there's more to it than just the mental. It's a caveat of the mental game out here, but you're talking about the conditions. We're talking about the weather. You know what I mean? There's more work that's put on the body. This is not your comfortable melamine style walls, let alone wood flooring. This is concrete. You're in the outdoors. There's not too much wind right now, but it does play a factor more so than air conditioning in an indoor court. You've got the sun beating down on you, so your body is being weathered. A lot more dehydration happening.
Brian, do you think it'd be a different game if these walls were concrete?
Oh, 100%.
Like you think Mars hands are so great, right? That's a great rally right there by Andres. But I feel like it's just a different, what does the ball pick up? Another probably 5, 8, 10 mile an hour at their level with their power, at least.
Concrete. So these are interesting, and we'll keep it right here for this timeout. These are interesting in the sense of, when these courts were designed, for every 1.5 feet, I believe that there is a metal beam that goes in. So if you hit that beam, it's actually, that ball is going to react even better than it would if these were concrete courts. It'll move faster. Catch it in between where it is, it's going to play regular, and then at that point, if you catch it in between the beams, and that concrete court's going to make players with power have the advantage, no doubt. But it's an ultimate equalizer out here on these courts.
I think Javier might be hurt, or he pulled something, or he's cramping.
I wouldn't doubt it. He definitely took a blast from Acuna earlier. I want to say in the right leg. So it's getting checked out. I think to your point, they're checking to see if I'm not sure if it's a knee thing or if it's a hip thing, but he's getting it rubbed out right now by I believe that's Mr. Parrilla is here.
No, that's
just his doppelganger.
No, that's actually Saran. He's a Floridian. He's a therapist. So
does anyone else know that Jessica Parilla's father's doppelganger lives in Florida, and that's Dr. Saran? Okay. All jokes aside, Mr. Parrilla is one of the great coaches that comes out of Mexico. And one of the great coaches who's on site today is Fran Davis, is out here with us. Legendary coach, coaching Hall of Famers like Sergey Monchik, Jason Menino, and Rocky Carson. Works with a lot of the youth. Marcos, I want you to pick something here for me.
Go ahead.
This is just to fill some time here.
What you got?
And I don't want to hear an excuse. It's like a yes or no, but you got to pick a name.
Okay.
Chris McDonald or Joe Young?
Joe Young. Want to know why? It's a very loaded question.
See, you want to explain yourself because you know you're wrong. It's Chris McDonald all day.
Okay. And I love Chris.
I'm biased. Joe Young beat me at my home court. So.
He's beaten me a ton as well, so I get it. Also won with him, so I like that feeling. I've never played with Chris. I've never had the opportunity to play with Chris. Maybe that's why I picked Joe Young.
Okay.
How about that? That'll be my reason. Chris, if you're listening, you need somebody to carry on the right. I'm available. All right, back to the action. Beautiful. That's like the first pinch we've seen today. Nice.
And this is where Andres, proverbial speaking, has taken out one of his legs, and now all he has to do to Javier is lean on him.
Sure.
Smart.
Great serve.
And there's for sure fatigue coming here from Mar. I think, as we would say back in the day, I'm a shark smelling blood in the water.
Yep. Can't let up now.
It's trouble.
Sure. Casual.
For most. That's trouble for most. Let's go ahead and asterisk that.
Yeah. 6 serving 10.
Tough.
Seven 10 now to the right quadrant. It's a good Z.
Tough.
It's a great Z. It's a great return. It's a great get.
It is. A lot of greatness in that rally.
How many times can you say great in one rally, right? Oh, you got him back. So Javier's not done it to him twice, and Andres once. This is a new trend here. I like it.
And this is the difference between, this is where the experience of outdoor would come in. So both players, great trackers of the ball.
Beautiful.
And so when they're being set to that one quadrant of the side, they're moving as if that ball's going out. Well, if it's going out, it's going to be a wide serve. There's no reason to go there. They're not tracking as if it were to go into play, and that's where the experience comes into play.
Wow.
Great hands. Just like that. From injury to tying the game up.
Think that was a veteran move?
No, he's 1 point down, 9-10.
I feel like Javier doesn't play that veteran stuff. Great use of the pinch.
The shot selection from Andres is poor there. You know what I mean? Like he is a power. He's a controlled power player. And for him to be playing patty cake with someone who's not as mobile as he was at the start of this game, that's a shame on him, Rally. Catches the picture frame there, a little more angle to his shot, and that's smarter.
Yep.
That's a shot with purpose, with intent. It looks like we're going to have another timeout in the action. We're going to go ahead and take a break this time, you guys. When we return, it'll be the continuation of game number 2 here at the 2022 3WALLBALL World Championships. And welcome back to the 2022 3WALLBALL World Championships. If you're just joining us, on screen right now are 2 of the best in the world from the International Racquetball Tour joining us at the 3WALLBALL World Championships this year. Serving is Javier Mar, who is trailing 1-0 to this year's World Championship singles winner, Andres Acuna, and also World Game singles champion. That's a great shot right there from the young man, native to Mexico. His opponent native to Costa Rica. So this is an all-international semifinal.
It's a good reset. I don't mind that at all. Look at that.
Beautiful.
How smart. It's a great reset. He was out of position. With his hands, put a nice floater up there. Andres probably missed the shot. You know, wish he had that one back, but great reset. Oof. 12-10 right quadrant. Oh, Javier was on it. Clips the sidewall. Andres probably should have hit a pinch just to push him off the court a little bit more. But again, it's just one of those things. Maybe he's not comfortable hitting it.
Short.
Doesn't know how to hit it high enough for it to go out the sidewall, the other sidewall. But
great shot inside the line. So Marcos, regardless of who wins this semifinal, the next semifinal will be the who I've talked to, a former, I won't mention his name, but 5-time world #1, saying that the best player, singles player in the indoor game today is none other than Mr. Conrado Moscoso.
Coming off an amazing win.
Oh my gosh.
Open.
U.S. Open, Tier 1s. He's blowing up the sport in Bolivia, where it is the national sport. It's bigger than soccer, believe it or not.
That's amazing.
Right?
Good for him.
He'll be taking on the number 10 seed, Mario Hidalgo from Juarez, Mexico. Juarez, Chihuahua, I believe. So either way, we're going to have an all-international final, which is great for the sport of outdoor.
Oh, Javier was on that one. Look, he was listening to Brian. He thought he was going to go chase it, but if it's going to go wide, it's going to go wide. So let me cover the wall. Beautiful.
Good serve to start it, and that's too tough of a winner. The core strength and leg strength to be able to control that shot back in, it's of the highest level.
Oh, great serve.
Great deception
Just
on the
in.
serve there.
Okay.
It really wasn't that special, just caught Javier leaning to the left.
12-12. Who's going to win this?
12-12. I had called Andres Acuna from the start of this.
Beautiful.
That's so good. That's beautiful. The game is still very much manageable here. If he gets a side out, he has an open serve, which,
Gotta
per
score
your
on.
words,
You have to score a point on.
it has to be scored. So, I mean, essentially this game is still very much a 0-0 game. He gets the side out here. And he does. So half the work's done. Now he can tie it up here.
12-13.
1 to get 3 to send this into a tiebreaker. If you're not familiar with the game, these matches are 2 to 15, tiebreaker 2-11.
Oh,
That's so good.
and he boxed him out. You saw he boxed him out just in case?
It's great
on the
use
swing.
of the body.
Oh, so great.
Good deep serve. Can't recover from that, though.
Thirteen. Where is he going, Brian? Where's he going? Left quadrant? or Z?
13-13, I'm going wide to the left.
Oh, he wants that one back.
And it wasn't too wide, but it was good enough to force the error. We arrive at our first match point. And he's going to take a timeout, collect himself here, figure out what he wants to do for the shot that is going to go to the right. We're going to take a short break in the action as well. Finalization of game number 2 coming up when we return on the IRT.
Is this you every day you show up to the club? Do you have no purpose to your training? Do you not get better at racquetball? Hey, you. What the hell are you doing? You want to learn how to train for rows? Alright, let's get after it.
Our YDF helped us a lot with.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2022 3WALLBALL World Championships. This is match point for Andres Acuna, serving to Javier Mar. Needed a side out there. So this will be an open serve here. Marcos 13, serving 14.
It's a good serve. Oh, you got too much. Javier missed an opportunity. Had to do more than that. Oh, man. He knows it. Okay, another left side serve. Coming up. Great serve.
Great serve,
What
and
a
there
match.
it is. Andres will see himself in another final this year, only adding to what has been the season of his career. Congratulations to Andres Acuna. Great showing from Javier Mar. Marcos, any last thoughts?
No, great match, clean match, very technical. These guys are, what athletes? You know, the retrieving skills that these guys have is just amazing. Able to put power back on the wall while full stretch is just amazing. Fun match. The next match is going to be as fun as well. At least I don't know who the other player is, but you know, Moscoso's Moscoso. That'll be entertaining as well. So looking forward to that one for sure.
Awesome. Well, we're going to take a short break in the action. I'm Brian Pineda. That was Marcos Gravier. We appreciate everyone tuning in. Next up will be another men's singles semi-final here at the 2002 3WALLBALL World Championships. You're watching the IRT.